Hello, my name is Stacy White, and I will be going over my teaching portfolio today. This portfolio will present my teaching philosophy, my classroom experience, and my personal and professional growth as a teacher. Thank you. The first section we'll be going over is assessment. Assessment aids myself in identifying what the children know and build upon that knowledge. It helps me to understand and support the child developmentally. I am able to plan my lessons to meet his or her individual needs. It also gives me feedback if I am teaching effectively. The first section we'll go over is play planning assessment. Play planning assessment is an important tool in our curriculum tools of the mind. The children are asked to pick a center that they're going to go in, and then they have to draw themselves. And at first, they'll just tell us the center they're going in, but by the end of the year, they'll be able to tell us what they're going to do in that center and draw themselves in that center and actually draw themselves doing something. They are also going to do lines to match their words that they say, as such as, I am going to dramatic play to be a chef. And then we will build upon that with the words going to the lines. The first thing you'll see is a child's play planning. Here, right now, they're just telling us what center. As you can see at the beginning in September, she was just doing a circle with the arms and the legs coming out of the head. Now she's giving us a head, a body, and she's got her legs coming out of the body. Her head's still coming out of her arms. But she's also giving us the mouth, the eyes, and the nose. Now we'll look at Mia's play plan. As you can see here, she's really came along. She started off with the head and the body, legs, and arms coming out. And now she's giving us a head, a body. She's giving us arms and legs out of the body. She's giving me hair, eyes, nose, mouth. And she's also starting to scribble her name up top in a linear fashion. Now we're going to look at children in dramatic play. So eventually they will tell me what they're going to do in dramatic play. So here's a picture of two students in dramatic play. The little girl might have told me, I'm going to go into dramatic play and I'm going to be a mommy. And as you can see, she has the baby in the pocketbook and she's talking on the phone. Also, here's an anecdotal note that we take when children are in a center. And this lets me know too that I can go back to reference their play plan and I'm able to go and see if the student followed out what he said he was going to do in that center. And this helps with self-regulation. They're able to make a plan and follow through. All right, the next assessment we're going to look at is teaching strategies. And teaching strategies is important for the district we are in. We use this to assess the children to make sure they're at where they should be developmentally. So things that we collect are anecdotal notes, photos, and videos. And then I input that information into teaching strategies and I look at the objectives. And the objectives are social, emotional, physical, language, cognitive, literacy, mathematics, and so on. And then once I input that information underneath the objectives, then I have to look at the domains and I have to make sure that the children are falling under where they should be developmentally. And here's a class profile. This class profile in the green, excuse me, is where the children should be at. But as you can see, I do have some children that are not in the green where they should be developmentally. So this helps me reassess what I can do differently, adjust my lesson plans to meet that child's needs so I can help them get to where they should be at. This also gives me a tool to make up my family conference forms when I meet the children's parents 4 times a year. As you can see, once I input the info in, I can click on to see where to let the parents know where the child is at developmentally, what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. On the back of this form, it shows what I plan to do to help this child to succeed in the classroom and also what they can do to help their child. Play is an important tool for me to use for assessment. It's also important for tools of the mind. Each month the children are given a theme that they act out on. And here I can see that they are they're playing their scenario, their roles and actions. I am able to make sure that they are using the props correctly or thinking of new ways to use props. I'm also able to observe the level of play they are at. I take anecdotal notes, I take videos, and I assess where the children are at. Some tools that we use are grocery theme planner. This here I will use. We will think of roles and props, scenarios, actions and props to help support, and ideas to build off of story problems. We also have a tool that we use to assess the children in play. So I want to know where they're at. I will check off, I will observe them, and I will check off to see where they're playing at. And then that's able for me to scaffold off to their next level. Next, we're going to talk about culturally responsive teaching. And one of the themes we did last year towards the end of the year was Passport to the World. And how that started is we had the petting zoo come out to the school, and the children were very interested in animals and wanted to know more about it, and it just seemed like it was a great tool to build off of. So how we did that is we incorporated different aspects in each center. The science center had different pictures of different habitats animals live in, textures of animals and examples of animals' teeth, and other materials that the children could explore. Literacy, we had theme-related books and animal puppets. The math center had animals to sort in math and count. The music and movement center, the children would be able to act out animal movements. We also played different music from different countries. Art, we created our favorite animals, and we also did animal skin rubbing. And blocks, the children would be able to build different animal habitats. We also had two parents come out and spoke to us about animals from their country, and they also spoke a little bit about their country. Um, it was really a good tool to show children different cultures and different diversities, and the children really seem to enjoy it. And actually, if when the petting zoo comes out again this year, I'd like to do it again if I think the children would be interested in it. Another important tool we use is parents' newsletters, and the parents' newsletters help the parents know what we're doing in the classroom. So an example of this is we send home the Tools of the Mind newsletter. And here we let the parents know some stuff that's going on in the classroom, like we're getting ready to change into grocery store, and different roles that the children can act out, and also something that we might be doing in the classroom, like such here the freeze dance, and let them know why it's important that we do it. We also let them know what books we'll be reading. We give them a finger play that they can do with their children at home. We also give them extensions at home that they can do with their children, and sometimes are things that we could use that they could help us out with to enhance the theme at school. We also send home a book every month for the parents, and it gives them an idea of roles that the children are doing. It helps reinforce our roles, so when the children come to school, they are able to know more about the roles that we'll do, and it also opens up dialogue for the parents to have with the children. So we'll ask, pretend you're carrying a heavy basket. Does it hurt your hand? And the parents and the children can act out that theme. And we also send it home in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking parents. Next, we're going to go over instruction, and today we're going to talk about opening group. Opening group is where the children and I gather in the morning when we first come in after breakfast and go over the weather for the day and the date, the timeline. We also go over the message of the day, and the message of the day could just be we are going to jump. But it helps the children learn literacy because I'm writing the lines, we're matching the words to the lines, we're going over what goes at the end of the sentence. We also do share the news. Share the news is where the children will turn to a partner and they will discuss a topic that I might give them that day. It could be, what is your favorite food? Tell your friend what's your favorite food and why. And we also have a mystery question each morning. The children come in, they look for their name, and the mystery question could be, are you wearing brown today? So the children will answer it yes or no and put their name underneath it. They're also provided with opportunities to share their thoughts and opinions as well as ask questions. The learning outcome for this is the children are able to demonstrate listening skills, knowledge of the calendar and weather, language skills during share the news, and show self-regulation during the freeze dance. Buddy reading is also a tool that we use every day. The children are asked to pick a book and sit down. They are paired randomly. It could be that we find that two students are having a hard time reading, so we might pair them with somebody that is stronger in buddy reading. We could also pair them with one of us to help them um, to share more information or to hold a book properly. So once they have their book and they're sat down and paired, we hand them a mediator card, and one is a lip and one is an ear. The child with the lip is the student that's going to read the book, and the student with the ear is the one that's going to listen to the book. And it's just another tool to help them um, remember what job they have right now. The children sit down side by side manner and then they start reading. They have usually about 10 minutes, and once the child is finished reading, he exchanges the mediator card, and the children would now reads the book he chose or she chose to read to the other student. And this is a good form of assessment for us for literacy. We are able to observe their language skills. We are able to see if they're showing emergent print awareness by holding the book and turning the pages. We're able to see if they're able to take turns and listen. And it helps them get ready for school by self-regulation, positive one-on-one interaction with different peers, and literacy skills. And this is my educational philosophy. I believe that every student should be given a unique and proper support and guidance to help them utilize the unique gifts they have. I also believe that we should be able to meet their specific needs and let them feel safe and have a positive learning environment. My job is to make sure that I create a classroom full of community leaders and that the children are heard and not spoken to. That the classroom should be a child centered environment that is conducive to the learning. They should be able to discover and explore and feel comfortable doing so. Here is the portrait of teacher standards. Here I aligned my artifacts to what I believed meant the teacher standards. I believe I followed them pretty closely, and this was quite a learning experience for me. I was able to see how I grown and how I've learned as a teacher, and I really appreciated this opportunity.